Hello everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at the GMD SD40-2 locomotive with ESU LokSound in HO scale by Bowser. So this is Bowser's executive line, which means it's their DCC version, DCC and sound. And this one comes equipped with ESU's LokSound 5 decoder. MSRP for this model is right around $300, but you can find them in the low to mid twos at a good local hobby store or online retailer. This model here is painted in the Genesee and Wyoming's Marquette Rail, Huron, Eastern, and Saginaw Railroad, which is a short line in mid-Michigan. In addition to the Huron and Eastern, they also made paint schemes available in British Columbia Rail, Canadian Pacific, Iowa, Chicago and Eastern, and Wheeling and Lake Erie. I gotta say, I really like the paint scheme on this locomotive. I love the orange and the black and the yellow and the way they play well together. Well, let's take a look at some of the details here. So there's a pretty good shot at the front pilot of the locomotive. You can see the separately applied air hoses there with the painted silver tips. It has operating ditch lights, separately applied windshield wipers and grabs, and the classification lights up here will actually change colors, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. Here's a nice side of the locomotive to show off that paint scheme I was talking about. Excellent crisp detailing and lettering too. They included everything in this model. So it's got the Marquette Rails logo with the little deer in the middle. Right here it says 0 injuries. Really nice touch. All of this marking is prototypical to the prototype number 3391, which is what we have here, including the Operation Lightsaber logo back here. Very nice. All very legible as well. It's kind of hard to see here, but there's excellent truck detailing, including separately applied sand hoses right there, another piping. Here's a look at the rear pilot. Alright, let's take a look at some of the lighting and sound effects. By default, when you apply track power, there is no sound, which I love. And I've noticed that in a lot more locomotives that I've been getting lately. Manufacturers are switching over to having the default audio muted when you apply track power, which again I think is really awesome. It's a lot nicer than firing up your layout and having a whole bunch of locomotives sound off at once. It gets a little much. But to start up sound, you simply press F8. I'm going to mute it for just a moment so I can show you the lighting effects real quick. So F0 of course turns on the headlight. F6 turns on the ditch lights, nice and bright. Now if you look right up here, let me show you the classification lights. So if you press F5, they turn white. Press it again, it goes to green. Might be a little hard to see here on video. Press it again, and it goes to red. You can also ring the bell and blow the horn while the audio is muted. Pretty cool. And I do this a lot, sometimes just hearing the prime mover run over and over. Again, it gets a little loud. So I'll mute that, and then I can still blow the horn when I come to a crossing. Of course, there's many other lighting and sound effects, and here's a list of those functions right here. Quite a few, goes all the way up to F31. Here's a quick peek at the coupler height, and it rides just a little high on these locomotives, but I haven't had any trouble with uncoupling. Alright, let's fire it up and take it for a spin. One thing I do want to note is the snowplow on this unit was a little low, so I had to take a Dremel and carefully just sand off a little bit, no more than a millimeter, because it was hanging up on some of the turnouts. But once I sanded it up a little bit, it was fine. Alright, so that's going to be the end of this review. This is an excellent locomotive. I definitely recommend picking one up. I have a few of the Bowser executive line locomotives now, and they're all great. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.